Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be all about 5 areas of your home that you should be decluttering and organizing regularly. So whether this is weekly, monthly, or quarterly, these are the areas of your home that tend to get the most cluttered and get unorganized the fastest. Like, you can declutter and organize all you want, but if you're not doing it regularly and if you don't have a plan and a system in place to regularly maintain it, the areas will quickly go back to how they were before you spent all of that time decluttering and organizing each space of your home. So if you need help with getting started on decluttering or like any tips on how to organize different areas of your home, I've done so many videos on like different areas of my home. So I've linked them down below in the description. I have like a little playlist of all my decluttering and organizing. So if you're new to this whole thing, I think that is a really, really good place to start. So the first area that requires frequent maintenance is the kitchen area. So it is so easy for the kitchen area to become a catch-all very quickly. You come in from a day out or you come in from work and you have your bag, you have whatnot, groceries, mail, you just dump everything on the counter. Or the kids come home from school and they just dump their school projects or their bags or whatever on the counter. And then there's mail and other miscellaneous items that you just don't know what to do with at that time, or you don't feel like putting it away. You just dump those on the counter too. Or you shove them in a cabinet or in the junk drawer. So if this stuff isn't addressed quickly, it will turn into clutter and quickly things will become and look just super unorganized. So you should be decluttering and maintaining the kitchen area regularly, checking the junk drawer, seeing what needs to go, going through papers, going through your mail, and either properly storing them or discard them. Look in your cabinet, see what you're no longer using. Maybe there's some broken coffee mugs or other things that you maybe have duplicates of or too many of, or just things that you're not using, like appliances are a big one. Things that you can declutter and then maybe donate. So I also am a big fan of like a clutter basket. So I have one in my kitchen and then I also have one on my stairs. So everything that doesn't belong in the area. So if you have a bunch of stuff in your kitchen or if you have a bunch of stuff like on your stairs and it needs to be put away, all that stuff can go in the clutter basket for the time being until you can place those items into their designated homes or the locations in your house, which you decided that's where they're going to be stored. So this will be a big help keeping all that clutter and just extra nonsense off of your counters and off of your stairs. So the next area of the house that needs to be decluttered and organized on the regular is the bathroom. The bathroom can easily become overcluttered with plenty of things that you don't need or are no longer using, from like personal care to beauty items or like cleaning products or other miscellaneous random things that you don't even know why they're in the bathroom. Items are often just shoved in a drawer or tossed in a cabinet, and because it's an area that we spend quite a bit of time in, it's only natural that that area would require frequent maintenance, declutters, and organization. So make it a point monthly, or if that's too much, even quarterly. So every few months, go through your beauty items, go through your makeup, go through your skincare, your personal care. If you're a man, go through your man grooming items, go through your cabinets, your drawers. See what you're no longer using or what you don't need or that's just plain old and expired, and discard these items. And if you keep cleaning products in your bathroom, go through those as well. Like, I keep a lot of like my bathroom cleaning items and stuff in like the bottom of my closet, and if you don't go through those, I feel like it just quickly like stacks up. And then a lot of the products become like very old, or if you're not using them, there's no sense in even hanging on to them and having them take up space in your bathroom. So again, see what's expired, see what you don't need, and see what you can declutter. And then once that's all done, go back in and tidy up and reorganize your cabinets and your drawers. So ideally, these maintenance, declutters, and organization come after you've already developed a plan in place where you're going to keep your items, where everything's already organized. So it's very simple to maintain this process. I'm a big fan of like keeping like items together. I'm also a big fan of labels. So then if you forget where something goes, it's very easy. It's labeled and that item goes in that section. So the next area that is going to require a bit of attention and extra maintenance would be your kids' rooms and their closets, or where you keep their clothes. So if you don't want to be overwhelmed, consider going through your kids' rooms at least monthly. And I'm talking about those of you that have like young kids that need some assistance with decluttering and organizing and putting things away, that kind of thing. I have a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I go through their rooms at least once a month to see what kind of, I guess, interesting and random things I find. Another area is the kids' drawers and closets. Kids grow so fast, and you can quickly become bogged down and overwhelmed by sorting through what fits and what doesn't. So what's in good condition versus what needs to be discarded, and what they're no longer wearing or liking, what no longer fits, what can be donated. I like to sell gently used items or like brand new items that maybe my daughter just decides that she refuses to wear after last week she said she liked it. So those types of things I like to sell on Mercari or Poshmark and get some of my money back. Or I'll store the clothes away for safekeeping, like for hand-me-downs. It also helps save money to not buy like extra unnecessary items by frequently going through your kids' stuff. So if you're frequently going through it, you can see what they have, you can see what fits them, what doesn't, instead of just like going out and buying things that they may not necessarily really need. So the next area of the home, especially I think with everybody working from home nowadays, is the home office. The home office is an area that can quickly become overcluttered with endless amounts of papers and other miscellaneous things like boxes, folders, and a bunch of other stuff you're not really sure what to do with. At least that's what my office looks like. It's extremely challenging to stay focused when you have a million things like scattered on your desk or in your office. For me, I feel like if my desk is clean, I can focus. So I recommend cleaning your desk like before you start working, at the beginning of the day, and then at the end of the day. If you want to be as focused and productive as possible, I can focus so much better with like a clean space around me, because when I'm seeing like a million other things, then I'm like looking at this and then it's reminding me of that. So when everything's just like put away and it's out of sight, out of mind, and I'm just focusing on the one task that I have in front of me and I'm not like distracted by clutter around me. So as far as like filing and stuff like that, I feel like everything is more digital now these days. Like people aren't keeping as much paper clutter. I do have a small file cabinet, which I totally think is necessary because there are a lot of documents that you need to keep like tangible records of. So I recommend just getting a small filing cabinet, splitting everything up into categories, and then storing those items in the appropriate folder. And I recommend shredding any documents that you don't really need. I feel like you'd be surprised. You can also upload those documents to your computer or to a hard drive for safekeeping. And I have a bunch of tips on digital clutter, like for your computer and your phone, how to stay organized and declutter that. I'll probably do a whole video on that because there's just way too much to go into right now. So let me know in the comments if you want to see how I keep like my digital world organized. And it's also surprising if you haven't done this process in a while, when you go through stacks of papers and just the stuff that you've been hanging on to and you don't know why, probably just because you don't feel like dealing with shredding or having to get rid of it. So I also go through my desk drawers regularly, see what's kind of hanging out in there that I don't really need, and then I just go in and I tidy up and reorganize in there a little bit. Another big one is electronics and like cable wires that you're not using, or if you have duplicates of cable wires, go through those on a regular basis and see what can be discarded. It's really easy for those things to just add up, and then you're hanging onto wires and you have no idea why you're hanging onto them. Okay, so the fifth area of your home that is going to quickly pick up extra clutter and become unorganized very fast. This may be shocking, but the kids' playroom or the kids' play area. So I typically tackle my kids' playroom like I'd say like quarterly. I do it like, so every few months. Like I just mentioned, this can be another just very high clutter area that can become quickly very unorganized. Like literally an hour later after you've just decluttered and organized, I feel like that's how quickly the room can become a disaster. So this area requires quite a bit of maintenance work to keep it looking very neat and tidy. So what I've learned is that kids typically only play with like the same few toys. So they truly don't need 100 different types of toys. So regularly peek in those toy cabinets or bins or wherever you keep their toys and see what may be just lingering and kind of hanging out that they don't play with, that they don't need, that's broken, that they could be donated or passed on. I often find random knickknacks, broken and beat up toys, like Happy Meal toys, like random things I didn't even know they had, and stuff that they've outgrown. Like now my daughter will tell me, I am not really playing with this, and then I'm like, okay, and then we'll pull it out and then we can go ahead and donate that item or see if someone wants it, that kind of thing. But I will say that monthly I go in the playroom and I force myself to go in the playroom and make sure everything is really organized, because there have been so many times where my daughter's been like, I can't find this doll, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, I had the bin organized with the label, like LOL dolls in here or Shimmer and Shine dolls in here, whatever. And if you don't go through and maintain that, and I've been teaching her to put things back in their appropriate bins and that kind of thing so that she can find what she's looking for the next time she wants to play with it. But of course, they're kids and that's not gonna happen all the time, or if they have friends over and whatnot. So like once a month I'll go in and just kind of reorganize. I'll put my playroom cleaning and organizing up above in the eye if you want to check that out. But once you have a system down, it's pretty easy to keep up with it as long as you're doing the work to keep up with it. So like 10 minutes here and there. And I'm a huge fan of labels. It helps to keep the room very organized and neat so you know exactly where everything goes, so you're not reinventing the wheel every time you go to try to clean up and organize. So if the kids' play area or like the area that they keep their toys is in a common area of the home, for example, like your living room, I like to use baskets or even like furniture. We just bought a sideboard, so it's like a nice piece where I can open the cabinet, put some baskets in, and then I've been putting my son's toys in there because he's 1, so he doesn't go in the playroom like by himself, so we have some of his toys out in the living room. And it just makes it so easy because everything looks like very neat and clean, and like the decor looks nice and you can't see in there. And then the baskets make everything look better too. It's a very easy storage solution to implement in, an all common area like your living room. And then this way your living room doesn't look all cluttered, everything looks neat and tucked away. So that is the wrap up for today's video for the 5 areas of your home that I recommend decluttering and organizing and maintaining frequently so that you can keep those spaces really up to par, and all that hard work that you put in the beginning, you can keep that nice system going and make things easier on yourself. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was helpful in some way, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.